6 at Austin, USA. So you got myself, Gary, who's commentating on this race today. I've got with me Magnus, the owner of the league, currently sitting first in the league. Hello Magnus, how are you today?
I'm feeling good. Looking forward to the race.
That's brilliant. So USA, it's one of those tracks that it's technical at parts and quick at the others. Are you more of a quick driver or technical driver when it comes to the USA?
I'm probably more of a quick driver.
So you've been you're looking forward to the midsection and sector 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are basically a race clear from your nearest competitor. Who would you say would be the person who's going to challenge you the most at the top of the table?
I've got to say, Bro. Me and Bro have been fighting all season, and unfortunately he hasn't been racing for 2 races. So I'm looking forward to racing him again.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you're in the Red Bull for this league, and you see that you're doing quite well. But is your partner Liam? How do you feel his performance are doing lately?
He got his first points last race, which I'm quite happy about, as he should have won in Italy, but unfortunately he crashed. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to him getting more points.
Oh, that's brilliant. So we have seen we've got some new drivers with us today. So is there any of those new drivers that you've seen that you think could challenge you at the front?
I did a test with one called Wild Game. He was quite fast, but I don't know his pace around this track, so it's gonna be an interesting one.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for spending time with us here before the race. I know we've got a lot of drivers eager to go. So good luck in the race, and
thank you.
Hope you do well.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, guys, for tuning into the interview. The qualifying will be starting in a moment. So it's we do have full qualifying going with us today. So that will be 18 minutes, 15 minutes, and then 12 minutes. Q1, Q2, Q3 with a 50% race distance. As you can see, that was our drivers today. We have Magnus and Liam in the Red Bull. We have Bro and Gomez in the Alpha Romeos. We have Correct Savant and Shivmeister in the Mercedes. We have Cosmo and Ginger Rage in the Racing Points. We have Wild Gamer on his own in the Renault. George Alatraz in the Alpha Tauri. And we have the Lenny and Penny in the Williams. Brilliant. I do love when things rhyme. And then we got RG and Green Ace in the Ferraris. So all these drivers will be eager to look forward. And we got Vike who's spectating with us. So what we do with Vike is we'll see if he can jump on and give us a little bit of comments from the sidelines if he's able to. And once the qualifying starts, what we'll do then is we'll go into how the circuit is built up. And we'll even look into certain parts of the circuit and little facts about the circuit that we think they should all fans of F1 should know. So we are just waiting for. So Vike is in the Alpha Tauri. So we do have an Alpha Tauri with us today with George Altras. So with those offense limited number of drivers, Q1 and Q2 will look different. So with the number of drivers we have, I do believe we have 16 drivers, if I'm right. So which means that we'll probably have 3 taken out there, leaving us 13 for Q2, and then Q3 will still be the 10. So we are waiting for Liam to be readied up, and then we can start with qualifying. So I'm going to say hello to all our viewers today if they're with us. Just let us know what you think about the race today, whether it's who you think is going to win. If it's yourselves that's driving, then you can let us know how you feel. So we have 15 drivers with us today. "17 minutes for our drivers to get out and about." So we do have driver out already, and let me have a look if we've got. So we've got Bro out on the out lap. First car out. Let's throw up the lap data, and we obviously want to find out what tyres people are running. So Bro is our driver, who is going to be basically, we're going to be running aboard his fast lap as he goes round the circuit, and I'll talk you through the corners as they are. So there is 20 corners in the Circuit of the Americas, which is 12 to the left and 8 to the right. Critical corners are turn 1, turn 11, turn 12 and turn 19. Due to the pace that you come into these corners, and they are the tightest of all the corners. Special note, from turn 16 to turn 19 looks very familiar to a lot of drivers, because this is to emulate turn 8 at Turkey. So Heimtun, the creator of this track, has taken influence from other tracks he's created and used the best he could, and also parts from circuits he hasn't worked on, to make this the best he can. So we're on board with you, Mad Bro, as he hits into turn 1. Turn 1, you do want to start wide, you want to cut a late apex. Mixes a mid apex but doesn't get the curve as he should. Tight on the right with turn 2. Come up to turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. These are very similar to Maggots and Beckett's in Silverstone. Sitting left-hander here at turn 7. Around turn 8 and 9, which is like a slow down, a sloping chicane. Around turn 10, which is a shallow turn, and then turn 11. Turn 11 is very sharp. You want to be really wide. Late apex again to shoot down into onto the back straight. So come up to turn 12. Turn 12 is a sharp left-hander. Got to get as much pace out of here as possible, because you will need it to continue round 13, which is a sharp hand right-hander with a shallow right-hander, another Heimtun specials. Now left-hander here of 15 and 16, and now here's 17, 18 of the turn 8-esque corner. Turn 19, around turn 20 through the home straight. A nice looking lap there from Mad Bro. A few little things you can work on, but that's a 1:30.7, a good time to start on. As you can see, that we do have a lot of drivers coming around, so let's jump down. Let's see where everybody else. Can we get anybody else who's... So we'll stay on board with Schiffmeister because Schiffmeister is one of our new drivers in a Mercedes today. And we do have Penny making a 132.8. That's in the Williams, so we're doing fantastic. Penny is a mid-pack racer, if I must say. Schiffmeister with a 137.3. A lot of time lost there for Schiffmeister. I'm sure they'll be doing another lap soon. Wild Gamer with a 132.1. So you my bro with a fantastic opening lap time there. Go Mex. He is currently on coming up to 10:13. Let's see if we've got any more times coming in. Green Ace with 133.3. All these drivers here are just missing from your Mad Bro's time, and your Mad Bro is sitting strong at the top. Gomex with a 132.0. Cosmo 134.2. And bear with me one moment while I do a little bit of inviting to invite Vike. I do apologise as I pull up his details to make sure I've got the right name for him. I do apologise for anybody watching the stream. I'm having a blue screen at the moment as I do find Vike's name on here. Alright, and we're back. Let me see if I've got let me just double check my audio settings because I do tend to have the racing on a bit louder than normal for my personal pleasure, because I do like the sound of the engines. But we do have Cosmo, who's put a lap of 134.2 and has retired at that time. Let's fly down the list. So we've got Umabro 130.7, Gomex 132.0, Wild Gamer 132.1, George Altraz with a 132.6, Penny Salco with 132.8, Gingervase with 133.1, Lenny with 133.2, Green Ace with 133.3, Correct Savant with 134.0, so 133.7 as he just crosses that line with a fantastic improvements at time. And Schiffmeister with 137.3 at this moment. Liam on intermediates, as well as Magnus. Now, unsure why they would jump on intermediates for this. As we have 15 drivers, I do believe the system works out that half the drivers between 10 and 20, whichever the drivers are there, are then marked out. Half those drivers are marked out. So basically, if we've got 5, we're looking at 2.5 drivers. So I believe it goes down rather than up. So we'll have 2 drivers knocked out of Q1. So there'll be 13 drivers at Q2, I believe. And as we see, we have more times on there. Let's go through. Let's see. Right. Gomex still 1.5 seconds from Umabro. Wow, Gamer. Ginger Age 133.1. Lenny with 133.2 is roughly about half a second behind teammate Penny. Be quite interesting to see the two Williams battling out together. So if you've got any viewers got any comments about what they think of the race, who they think they're going to win, who they think going to get pole at the top, let us know. And that is correct, Savant in the pits. Probably fresh new set of tyres. Maybe go back out again. But we do have Vike, RG and Magnus still yet to set a lap. Magnus on the intermediates. Now, after this race, I will be questioning Magnus on his choice, as we are aware that 2 drivers are eliminated from this, and it may be one of these 2 drivers who decide to put intermediates on a red hot baking day by the looks of it. If any of you's ever seen a race in the USA where it's raining, it's a spectacular spectacle. Wild Gamer will not get pole. Oh, you know what, Wild Gamer? You never know. You could get pole. Yes, we can see you. There is 1.5 seconds between yourself and your map, bro. But that's only in Q1. Q2, Q3 to go. I'm sure you can pull out the bag. So we do have RG's gone out, but he's come back in. Not too sure why that is. Still, Vike has not been out yet. They're with 153.4. I can't see any improvements on the race at the moment. Penny Salco out. Let's jump on board with Penny, as looks like Penny is going to be doing a flying lap in a moment. With 7 minutes left to go, there's still plenty of time for drivers to get there. Of course, I am optimistic there, Wild Gamer. It's just, I do believe you got time to improve. You just got the ability to do it. New to our league, it's time to shine, mate. Time to show them how good you really are. As we've got Penny going through the S-bends, coming round up to 10-9 and 10. Well, on 10-8 now, round 9. Come up to 10-10 here. Slight bend up to 10-11. Nice and wide. Slow right down. Late apex. You get late apex, you get a very good run into 10-12. So Magnus drops a time of 2 minutes and 23 seconds. RG has joined us again. I think it is in and out, no problem. A wide corner there from Penny. A bit too much pace coming into that corner. Not hugging the curves as he should do. This is really wide for Penny, but a very good apex there at 10-16. This is the fastest corners off the circuit. This is where you are carrying the most speed, most G-force. Round 10-19, powering through down to 10-20. Is there any improvements? Let's see. With a 132.8, a little bit slower than previous, not by much, but still a little bit slower. Penny has a good sector 1, sector 2. Once it gets up to 10-12, that's where he starts to have a few mistakes. And commentator Kirst there put it on Penny. Let's see if we've got any other drivers who are available for us to jump on board with. Shiftmeister. Turn 1. Let's see how they do this. Let's see if Shiftmeister can improve and battle it out with the higher races. So we are going through, coming up to the S-bends. These are very, very, very twisty, very windy, and it just seems that Shiftmeister's taken a lot off the gas there. Not wide enough on the approach for 10-11. Doesn't touch the apex. These little points here are where you can pick up time, getting closer to the curb, being in the right position before you make the turn. Make your turns as wide as possible to give you the least, the most shallower angle. Again, nicely done, nicely tight, but still a late, too much of an early apex for that corner. But goes through nicely through 13. Round 14 into 15 and 16. Very wide at 15. It goes wide at 6 on the exit of 16 through 17 and 18. Nice double. Well, it is a quadruple apex double turn. Not too sure why it is classed as two separate turns when it could be like turn 8. Round 10, 20. This should be a lot better. And it is a whole 2 seconds quicker. That's 135.2, which gives them a bit more of a bit more closer to our other drivers. Okay, so we do have a lot of drivers here going wide at some corners that really shouldn't be. Right, okay, let's jump on with Ginger Rage as they are coming around. That's a 133.5, about just over 3/10 on his previous time. Correct Savant on a fast on a outlap in the Mercedes. There is 1.5 seconds between himself and his teammates at this very moment. The Correct Savant is in the thick of it. So let's see how they do. We'll commentate through their lap and see how they perform. So middle of the track, should be staying over to the right. Slow down a little bit earlier because that was very wide on that corner. Very, very wide. You want a late apex and tuck it right in so you get more of a better 10 for 10 2. 10 2 was nice. 3 was a bit wide. 4 was nice. 5 was okay. 6 was too much on the curb. Round 7 and 8. Three to 9, not bad line there. 10 too much, cutting too much off there. Too much off of 10, 11. Now 10, 12, you should be hugging that right line. That white line on the right, you should be hugging that all the way down until your braking zone, and then you want it to tilt it in at the end of it. Sharp braking, too early. You want a late apex again. Sharp turns, late apexes are better, especially if you've got a short run to the next corner. So you got Magnus saying evening Magnus at the Heimtun Racing League, or would that might be Quad Duty, who was meant to be joining us today but unable to due to connection. So we've got Correct Savant come through 10-20, again a little bit wide, but it does look a little bit faster. Slower by 3 times, but his performance is faster. All he needs to do is improve that racing line. So it's Magnus with us. Hello Magnus again. I've just seen on the driver feed why you are deciding to join Liam with Inters, not wasting your tyres. But come on, it's Inters and it's red hot. What we want you to see, guys, is want to see competitive in Q2, Q3, because that's where all the time is needed. Have we got anybody else? And that's Q1 over. Correct Savant is our last driver on the track at the moment. So he has the track all to himself. Does he have it in him to make any difference? Get over to the right. Get over to the right. Come right onto that line. That wheel needs to be touching that line. That's nice. Nice braking. Out of time there. I've got Liam saying hi. Hi Liam. Another guy who was on Inters. So there we have it. 13 drivers through to Q2, just as I predicted. Cosmo and Shivmeister are out because they decided to retire. If they stayed in and went to the end, they would have had 10th and 11th, with Liam and Magnus taking 12th and 13th, and Vike and RG would have been put out at Q1. So Q2's coming. We are looking at your Mad Bro, Gomex, Wild Gamer all at the top. Times didn't change much throughout the race. It seemed to be getting a little bit slower on the qualifying pace. So we've got a few viewers with us at the moment. Q2, who's going to top the ball in Q2? I'm sure everybody's going to jump for you, Mad Bro, after that pace that he showed then. But is there any other drivers that could be sitting up there in the top 3? Let us know where you think the battle is as well on that grid. So we are waiting for our drivers to get out. I can't see any drivers out at the moment. All sitting in 14 minutes of Q2. And we have 13 drivers to put in some fast laps. So we got Gomex, Ginger Age, Liam, George Alatraz, Prick Savant, and we do have a Ferrari coming out. And we also have a Williams, I believe. Let's see who... Oh, we've got you, Mad Bro. Your Mad Bro gets out early every single time. He's the first one on the track again. Your Mad Bro can put in some really fast laps here. Put in one good fast lap, sit off tight. What is our racing strategy? Let's see, is anybody on mediums? Ginger Age sticking on a set of medium boots. But we have your Mad Bro, Green Ace, RG, Penny Salco, and Gomex all out on out laps. Correct Savant as well. Apologise. What I'll do is with you Mad Bro showing some pace at the moment, and probably our biggest contender to Magnus's lead at the moment, although he did miss off a couple of races. It should be interesting to see how this helps pans out on the race. But we'll watch you Mad Bro, see where he goes right, see where he goes wrong as well if he does, because we like to see where all the other drivers could be getting their times on your Mad Bro. So a lot of drivers may be using the racing line aid. Now that is fair. The assists are there to help drivers keep it competitive. So your Mad Bro starts a flying lap. Now every line is different, but you should always rule of thumb going late break in there. But that's nicely done for your Mad Bro. Touches that curve, what most people do miss. In the middle for turn 2, swings right across. Sets himself up nicely for 3, for 4, for 5, nicely round 6, a little bit wide there for 7, nicely into 8, comes round into 9, and then straight through 10. Nice and wide on 11, brakes hard, late apex, exactly how it needed to be done. Goes down to 12, now let's see where he sits on 12. Right on that line, hugging that line all the way down, doesn't leave it too far. Let's see where he brakes nicely. A medium apex, a little bit later would have been perfect. There's a little bit of for your time. Nicely done, you Mad Bro on that corner. Very smooth, nice and wide at this corner, tucks it in. Late apex, yes it is. If you look at that turn previously, that was turns 15 and 16. You may recognise that turn from Bahrain. But Bahrain has it on a slight decline, so it's harder in Bahrain than it is in the US, and that's a time of 1:30.9. As you can see there, guys, that time is not as fast as that he's proven to the point, so that is time for people to be making up. So we do have other drivers out. Let's say Penny Salco with a 1:32.6. We got Gomex. Let's see. We got, I think that's correct Savant coming around that corner, and that's 1:34.7. Who's next? Is a Ferrari, is it Green Ace? It is Green Ace. Green Ace with 132.8. We have Ginger Age. No. Who's coming over that line? I believe that's RG. RG must be invalidated lap. Let's see who's next. Go back into the pits. Liam on an out lap. This is a medium tyre for Liam. Going for the medium. Probably the medium soft or the medium to hard, depending on how the tyre wear goes. Invalidated lap, so Liam bringing that pace down, charging that battery ready for a second go. And we got Ginger Age. Comes across strong with a 134.6. Nice tight battle there in the mid pack there between Ginger Age and Correct Savant at the moment. So we've got George Alatraz going through the S-bends. Good sweeping corners. Cuts that corner nicely. And I think that's a purple sector, sector 1 for George. And you're going to jump on board with him and see how he gets in from here. A late apex, exactly as he wanted. A little bit of a twist there at the end, but has he ruined that race, that lap? I don't think so. I think he'll still get a good time out of this. Cuts that corner quite a lot. I don't think that will make much of a difference when it comes to time, whether he cuts it a lot or just a little. Nice and wide, tucks it inside, another late apex, nicely done. A little bit more on oversteer. We got Wild Gamer out on an out lap at the moment. Hopefully let's see a battle at the top. Nicely round turn 19. Turn 20. And that's a 133.2. Now, George Alatraz had a fantastic sector 1. Absolutely brilliant. Work a little bit work on sector 2, tighten up those corners, add a little bit more pace and use the width of the track, he will be flying. Magnus with 133.4. Battling in there with the mid-pack races at the moment, but Magnus has a lot of race pace and he's on the medium tyre. So if we take off 0.7 of a second, we will look what they say the difference between this medium and the soft are. He will be sitting there as a 132.7, which puts him up there with Penny Salco at the moment. Ginger Rage with 133.9, that's a 133.2, so he will be jumping up in third with George Alatraz. We got any more times come in? We've got Green Ace on 132.8. Any more people on an out lap? We've got Gomex on an out lap. Liam, he's invalidated his lap. I think that's the second time he's invalidated the lap with that tyre. Lenny, who's on third lap with these tyres, may have invalidated his lap. It is quite easy to invalidate your lap as soon as you go off track. That's it. Lap invalidated. And there we go again. Lap invalidated. I think it might be time for Lenny to come in, get some fresh boots on and try again. Vike, still no lap. Wild Gamer on his fast lap at the moment. He's invalidated. Even though he got purple sector 1, those S-bends could take it out of you. So that is Wild Gamer looking to recharge those batteries. RG on an out lap at the moment. He hasn't validated it, but it's an out lap. It won't count anyway. So we've got Your Mad Bro, Penny Salco, Green Ace, George Alatraz, Magnus, Correct Savant and Ginger Age, all with times put in. We've still got Gomex to come in. Gomex with a purple sector 2 as it marked up on there. A little bit of a lock up there on turn 16. And here we go. Round 19. Coming to 20. And there we are, 1:31.5. There we go, Gomex. Great lap there, friends. You are just short, just under 7 tenths behind your map, bro. So that's a fantastic lap. So we're coming up to the 5-minute mark, and we have a couple of drivers out on lap. We have RG. Let's jump on RG as Gomex gets out right out of the way, making sure he doesn't interfere with Gomex's lap. Not Gomex, RG's lap. Sorry. And we've got RG coming around 10-10. Heavy braking into 10-11. Nice late apex. Is he going to be hugging that line? Yes, he is. He's hugging that line right along the right hand side. Just keep it in touch. In touch of distance. You need to be able to almost touch that line because you need it as much width as you can for this turn. Nice braking. Cuts it nicely. Mid apex turn. You got there. Over that curb. Keeps going. Another double apex. Goes wide for this corner, but tucks in at turn 16. Around 17 and 18. 1, 2, 3, 4 apex. 10. Around 10, 19. Nicely done. On to 20. And he jumps right up there into the front line with your map bro and Gomex with 1:31.4. A fantastic time by RG. So we do have Liam, Lenny and Vike and Wild Gamer all to put in a fast lap. Correct Savant on a fast lap on the medium tyres. Correct Savant at the moment with a 1:33.9. Needs a bit of a faster lap out of these tyres to make it the race tyre that he'll be using. Let's have a look. We've got just under 3 minutes. To get your times in, guys. So Liam, Lenny, Vike, Wild Gamer, put them in. I want to jump on with Wild Gamer at the moment. I would like to see a new guy do well. I really do. So I want to see Lenny, Wild Gamer, Vike all battling out there, along with all our drivers that we see week in, week out. These 3 drivers coming to our league. It'd be nice to see a good performance. Battling out there, put Magnus in his place. And that's Wild Gamer. Nice turn through turn 11. I know you are listening to me, Wild Gamer. I did like turn 11 there. Get right over to that line. He's been listening. Right on touching that line. Nice. Beautiful through turn 12. A little bit kick of oversteer, but he's corrected it nicely. I will speak to Wild Gamer on the driver lobby, see what assists he's using, because if it doesn't look like he's using much traction control because it is kicking out a bit there. But that's really nice returns, 17 and 18, nicely through 19. (1:31.9). Great time. A little bit of twitches on a few corners. We'll get that down to the T. You'll be taking off a second off your time easily. Fantastic lap, Wild Gamer. Something to work on, something to be proud of. This is one of the toughest circuits on the calendar because you are mixing technical and speed. So it's like Silverstone. If you don't want to sit in the middle when it comes to your pre-setups, sitting in the middle does not work for you. It's because it doesn't favour you in one way or the other. If you're a technical driver and you're good at the technical sections, take a bit of downforce off, give you a bit more of a boost on those long straights. You've got 30 seconds for people to get over that finish line to start recording a fast time. So hopefully we might have some times to pop in. George Alcatraz looks like he might be our last driver over. I'll just random board George Alcatraz through this. But like I was saying, you either put extra downforce if you struggle in that, but have good pace through the fast sections, or you do vice versa if you're a technical driver and need a bit more pace. What would be good to see with these drivers is a lot of different strategies. Let's see who pits when, what kind of tyre they want to be on. If you're saving that soft tyre to stick on the mediums at the end, that's fantastic. If you're going for mediums so you can push hard and then move on to the hard, or you're going to make them last out and stick on a set of softs to give you the fighting chance at the end, be quite interesting to see. I do believe that our drivers, Magnus and Ginger Age, may be looking at that kind of strategy. So we are winding down the time now to see who gets it. Let's jump on board George Alcatraz. A little bit of a kick out there, George Alcatraz, but he does have a good line. Through many of the corners, his line is brilliant. And he has improved 132.2, so we've got Yumabro 130.9, RG 131.4, Gomex 131.5, Wild Game 131.9. There's our top 4 drivers. Fantastic laps from us. George Alcatraz is seeing us sitting in 5th. A great improvement there. Little tweaks there, and he'll be getting there no problem. So fell down to the last final 10. In Q3 will be Yumabro, RG, Gomex, Wild Gamer, George Alcatraz, Ginger Rage, Penny, Green Ace, Lenny, and Magnus. Lenny with a 132.9. I missed that, I do apologise. Nice to see the Williams there battling out in Q3 where they belong. So we have 2 Alfa Romeos, 2 Ferraris, 2 Williams, a Red Bull, a Renault, and an AlphaTauri. Missing anything out? We've got no Mercedes in Q3. So we are waiting now for Q3 to happen. I'm expecting a lot of drivers out there all at the same time getting those laps in, because the battle is really for the front 4 positions. That's where the battle is, with RG, Gomex and Wild Gamer all within half a second of each other. George Alcatraz is not far behind, a little bit more tweaking of his line, and he will be there in that battle. Same as Ginger Age, Penny with a good pace, Green Ace, Lenny and Magnus all have the ability to be pressing into that top 4. Yes, there is a difference of 2.4 seconds from 1st to 10th, but that is not really much of a big difference when you really think about it. One little mistake or one perfect line could make a big difference. So we are now waiting for Q3 to start as our screen goes black, and here we are. And we do have a strange thing pop up with lap 1 of 3. I think we have a broken game. Let's see how that pings out. Let's see who I'm going to jump on board with Yumabro because he is usually the first one out. Let's see if I'm right. A little bit of time waiting. And it's Yumabro was the first one out. Called it. I'm claiming that as a good to be honest, it's not really. And we've got Kojuti with us. Hello, Kojuti. Welcome back.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, we're still in Q3 at the moment.
Yeah, Magnus should invite me. Then I should restart the stream.
Well, I've got the stream running on my channel at the moment, so when you get up running and start on your channel, we'll have two opposing views really of the race. So at the moment we've had your Mad Bro dominating the Q1, Q2 with a battle between RG, Gomex and Wild Gamer all competing closely for P2. So it'll be quite an interesting battle in Q3.
I hope it is an interesting qualifying. Always fun seeing a couple battles at the top.
Yes, I do. The qualifying battle is always interesting, especially when they are so close together.
Yeah, they are. I need to join
up. We've got all our drivers on alt laps at the moment. So your Mad Bro will be the first one to cross that line, and I'll jump on board with him as he does so.
Just let me join with the foot.
So your Mad Bro is coming up to turn 1, turns in, again, perfect line into turn 1, a little bit slow on the exit. As he goes through turn 2, into turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, nicely through the S's here. Now into turn 7, around turn 8, damps on the brakes a little as he goes into turn 9. He cuts turn 10 nicely, comes into turn 11. Now turn 11, as I said before, it's a late apex corner and he does so perfectly. Flying down now towards turn 12. Strong braking, another late apex, spot on, but a little bit slow on the exit. Hopefully that doesn't make much of a difference for your time. Nice through 13, 14, wide on 15, tight in on 16, fantastic line through those two corners. Magnus staying out of the way as he comes through turn 17 and 18. Strong turn, this is very much like turn 8 as I said in Turkey. Around turn 19, hammers it down, through to turn 20, tight in, and over the line. Let's see what time he gets. And I think he's invalidated his lap. I think that lap was invalidated. I've no reason. I think I missed that somewhere. But we'll jump along to other drivers at the moment. Let's see. Oh, so Ginger Rage gets a 1:32.5. Nice start from Ginger Rage. That is quite competitive time for a mid-pack racer. Fantastic. Let's see who else is quite close. George Alatraz has invalidated that lap.
Penny noted 132. That's quite close to Ginger.
Yeah, so 132.5. Just about 4 100ths. And Lenny, this is the first time Lenny's actually outperformed Penny in a his teammate in qualifying. So it looks like Lenny's found his line and it's done well. That's a 132.4 provisional pole at the moment. But we've still got the
We are finally
drivers
back on the main channel live. My god, that took a long time. So I had a quite connection issues. That's why we missed out Q1 and 2. But we are now in Q3. Lenny is currently leading the qualifying, followed by Ginger Rage, Penny Salka and Green Ace, all pretty close, following each other. But your Mad Bro just puts the fastest lap, a 1:31.1, puts himself into that first position.
He is half a second slower than what he was in Q1, so I'm sure he's got more time to come off that.
He probably will gain sometimes on his next couple laps. I see that Liam is not anymore in Q2. Did he get knocked out in Q1 or Q2?
He was Q2. He got knocked out. I don't think he has to put in the time, if I remember rightly.
So he will probably start at the back.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a couple of drivers who are behind him. I'll tell you something. A driver that's actually impressed me today is George Alatraz. He might not be the quickest driver on there, but his racing line is impeccable. He's hitting the points where he should be. He just needs to try and find a bit more pace in that car.
Do you have any predictions of the race? Do you think like there will be a lot of crashes, and where do you think that will happen? Or
I think obviously everybody looks at turn 1, but I'm not too sure right now. I think we're gonna have pretty much a clean race for most of our drivers. The S-bends, if it gets congested at the S-bends, that's where I do believe a minor collision may take place. But prediction wise, with the pace that Umad Bro's showing at the moment, I think it's showing that he will be taking pole, but anyone between Gomex, Wild Gamer, RG and George Alatraz for podium. But I'm much looking forward to seeing George Alatraz on a podium with the performance he's putting in just on qualifying.
yeah, the last couple of races they were pretty unlucky. Same for Green Ace, that had a pretty decent pace in Austria. Could have got that a nice podium spot, but spun on the last couple of laps, I think 2 or 3 times, and had a little battle with both Red Bulls, Liam and Magnus. That was 2 weeks ago in Austria. Now it's a whole different track, way more technical in my opinion. The S's are quite dangerous, surely at the sector 1. The fastest is you can get loads of penalty there. Surely on the last curb, you slightly have to leave that throttle. See, Magnus just invalidated that lap through the S's.
Wild Gamer has put in a time of 1:31.3. That is competitive. He's been on my chat feed on my channel. I was optimistic about his performance, and he's playing himself down, but he's a contender there. He's definitely a contender to be up there in the battle with Umad.
It's nice to see people joining the battle for that top spot.
It really is indeed.
Because at the moment we slightly had every race that Umad drove, we could really see the dominance of Umad, but Magnus was close to him as well.
Yeah, so RG's just put a time of 1:31.7. That's quite a nice time. We've got across the field, if we ignore Gomex's time of 1:40, it's 2 seconds between first and ninth. So the whole Q3 is covered by 2 seconds. That's quite tight really for qualifying.
Yeah, Wild Gamer, rookie Lenny is new as well, I think.
Yes, Lenny is new. We do have Vike as well, who's
I thought he drove last week, or
he drove last week, but he's still quite new in comparison to your drivers such as Penny and Magnus and Umad. So he's still quite new to our league. With only one race under his belt, but it's still quite nice to see that these new drivers coming in and already performing quite well.
Yeah. Last week we had Forza Ferrari winning the Austrian Grand Prix, but had to leave the league for personal reasons. I think it will not affect the standings that much, but it will affect on the grid because he was a fast driver as well. He got that pole position last week and he won the race as well. I think he could have been like a contender for the championship.
Oh, most certainly. He did have a fantastic pace. It would have been great to see Forza Ferrari and UMAD Bro battle on that alternate track, especially one like USA where it's a mix of everything.
With Wild Gamers pace, I think it could have been a 4-person battle for that first place in the standings at the moment, because we have now Magnus leading with 33 points the standings. So if he could like really get like a podium or top 5 at least, and keep being consistent with the podiums or pretty good points, I think he could keep that podium place.
Yes. Well, we've just seen my bro just take off 3/10 on the second, so that's 130.8. That's a fantastic improvement. See, I was riding on board with my bro, and it's very hard to find out where people can make up time against him, because he's hitting those apexes exactly where he needs to be hitting them. So it needs to be all in, the speed in and out of corners that people need to be taking it. Let's get anyway. So Q3 is now winding in. We've got our last couple of drivers out on the track to finish off their times.
Magnus on his last fast lap, where could he put himself on the current grid? Our current leader of the standings, that is Penny, just in front of him though. Certainly hope for Magnus that he does not slow him down, but it doesn't seem like he will.
Oh, George
Alcatraz, yeah, I'm seeing that as well in sector 3.
Yeah.
We will watch out for that yellow flag, because you have to slow down. You can't improve that lap time. You can't improve that sector time when another one. But he's all safe. So
I do believe I do believe George Alcatraz is running with no traction control, so he's reduced his assists to run this race, so he has been slipping on a few corners. So maybe as soon as he gets that under grips.
Now P3.
Did he? Oh, did he just jump up? Oh,
Yeah,
I just missed it. Oh,
3rd position for Magnus Nicolai.
that is fantastic.
Nice spot, and I got kicked again.
Oh, so we've got you.
And now my Wi-Fi is back on my monitor, on my router. So I hope I could rejoin. I'm just ask an invite again to Magnus.
So
as long as the stream doesn't crash.
Yeah, we've got UMAD Bro. Yeah, we've got UMAD Bro on 130.8, Wild Game 131.3, Magnus 131.7, RG 131.7, exactly 2 100ths between them two drivers. Lenny 131.9, Ginger Rage on 132.2, Penny on a 132.5, George on a 132.5, and that's 2 100ths between those two drivers. So it's a lot. Well, it's a lot of drivers with really close timing. So that's quite significant. And we've got Quaduti dropping out of our voice feed at the moment. He will be back in it shortly, as we are waiting for our race to start. So people who are watching our feed at the moment, any expectations from our drivers? Anything you'd like to see? I'd love to see what you guys think. Who's going to be the first one with a penalty? I'm putting money on Magnus. Magnus to get the first penalty for exceeding track limits. And if it's not going to be him, it may be Lenny, but I'm thinking Magnus. So just throwing up with a formation lap, and I've got on here that it's going to be a soft to medium for most drivers, a soft to hard for most drivers. We've got soft medium for other drivers. Let's bring up tires. Let's see. So we've got Magnus, who's on mediums, correct? Savant on mediums. So they're going to go mediums, maybe to hard, or maybe they're going to push and see if they can get medium to soft. And there is the medium soft option for those two drivers. All the other drivers, soft to hard looks like the proposed strategy, with a soft to medium if they can manage to get these soft tires to last them. So I know I may have mentioned it before about the details regarding the circuit. So we do have
I'm getting sick of this internet connection, but I'm back.
Hey, you're back. I'm just about to run through the details of the circuit, just giving our viewers information regarding that. So we have 3.4 miles of twisting, winding and straights around the circuit. Total of 20 turns, that is 12 to the left, 8 to the right. This circuit the architect for the circuit was Heimtun. If you know, you have heard me mention Heimtun in previous feeds, because he has designed a lot of tracks such as Bahrain, Austria, Sochi. So quite a lot of tracks, and here we are with our drivers forming up in the grid.
I should be joining. I hope my connection doesn't give up once again.
Okay, so our drivers are all getting into their positions. So we've got Shiftmeister at the back and Cosmo, both in position, ready to go. Here we go for the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out, and away we go, guys, for our Austin USA Grand Prix. Your mad bro sticking it right up there with Wild Gamer tucking in right behind him. The battle for third is hot between Magnus, Ginger Age and RG, all battling for that
yellow
spot.
Flag up there.
Yellow flag at turn 1.
That's a Mercedes.
It looks like it was just basically they've gone off track, and and they're back on, no problem, because the flag has gone.
And now my standings are just lagging again. It said at one point that Shiftmeister was leading, but now there has been a little battle between the Ginger H and RG.
Oh, yes, I did say the S's was going to be where it was. Safety car is now out. But we've got Cosmo, who's up 8 places.
Again, he's doing great jobs. The last couple of races, his starts are just pretty fast.
Phenomenal start from Cosmo.
So currently there has not been quite a lot of overtakes, only Shift that has gained 4 places, Vike 4 places, Cosmo 8, Green Ace 4 and Lenny 1. So Lenny will join that podium battle.
You sure will? It'd be quite interesting to see that as it pans out.
I think we will only see 1 lap of safety car. Only if a lot of drivers will pit. I think could be very smart to pit if you're on softs. Go to the mediums and maybe end on the softs again. I don't know the tire wear that well.
Tire wear on this circuit is quite high. The proposed strategy was soft to hard or soft to medium for most drivers. So maybe if they're gonna pit now, take the hard tire.
RG is going on the mediums,
So they might be following
so
what
I
you
think
say.
he will. I think he will go a medium soft. I think that is the smartest and fastest thing to do.
If it was me on this circuit right now, I'd think I'd stay out. I'd wait. Believing that there probably might be another safety car to come out.
I think most of the top 10 did they start on mediums. I need to
Actually,
search that out.
it was only Magnus and Magnus and one other driver. Who was it?
No, it's only Magnus.
Was it
On
only
my
Magnus?
screen, everyone else is on softs right now. Might someone from might RG, maybe RG, because he pitted now on another set of mediums.
Yeah, there
Maybe
was
he had
two.
wing damage.
There was two drivers on medium tyres when it first started. But we've got Chefmeister on hards, sitting in 12th at the moment. So that'll be quite interesting to see. It looks like we've got another lap of safety car with us today. Because nothing's come up on that to say that the safety car was going in.
Yeah, probably. I don't think correct savant is quick enough as well to keep up with the race.
Yeah. Yeah, correct savant is a bit slowed down a bit there. And we got Quadriti's just dropped out of the feed again at the moment. Do apologise to our viewers. So Magnus, what a lap from me. Let's go. That was a fantastic lap from you earlier, Magnus, and I was quite impressed with that. And I was quite shocked. I didn't expect it to happen. So safety car out and about. There's not much really to say when it comes down to the safety car coming out. It does slow down the race. We've got one driver out. Let's see if there's anything said on the racing director's board. Let's see. So we've got Schiffmeister Cosmo with a collision. Magnus colliding with RG. We've got track limits. George Alcatraz collision with Lenny. Penny hitting Schiffmeister. Gomex hitting Lenny. Terminal damage for Ginger Rage. RG with a collision with Ginger Rage. And with our pits. Penny, Schiffmeister, Gomex, Liam, and Correct Savant all pitted in for a front wing, and RG just changing over to the medium tyres. So we do have our drivers going around. It looks like we may have another lap of safety car. Oh no, safety car is in on this lap. Safety car in on this lap. So we will be racing again in a moment. RG with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Gomex. And that'll be Gomex with a penalty as well. So let's have a look. Drivers are probably a bit too close to each other. So we got as to come around the final corner. My bro takes a little slip and we're back up racing again. Let's see. We've got Lenny and Greeny with penalties. RG's gone into the pits, maybe for front wing damage. UMAP bro, going wide at the S-bends. Wild Gamer is now in the lead. Fantastic overtake by Wild Gamer there, taking the opportunity of the mistake made by your mad bro. Your mad bro spun out. Your mad bro has spun out. And we have correct Savant who's spun out as well. LG with multiple warnings for exceeding track limits, I believe. A few collisions there from our drivers, which means a few penalties gone their way. Let's drop into our race director and have a little look and see if we can see. So Gomex and RG, severe collision, that was under the safety car, and we've got Green Ace with Lenny. Magnus exceeding track limits. Collision with Shiftmeister. That's correct, Savant. And RG with multiple owners, corner cutting. Absolutely unbelievable. Magnus in second, Lenny in third, Green Ace in fourth, Cosmo in fifth, Vike up to sixth, George Alatraz up to seventh, Penny's down to eighth, Liam up into ninth, Shiftmeister up five places in 10th, Gomex in 11th, Correct Savant in 12th, your mad bro in the pits, sorting himself out. Oh, Shiftmeister's actually a lap down by his looks on our system. Oh, okay, right. Shiftmeister is in 10th. Your mad bro sitting at the back of the pack at the moment. He is 46 seconds behind the leader. Now there's 24 laps to go. Has your mad bro got it in him to make that difference? Let's see. He is on mediums, so he'll be pushing his medium for as far as he could get it. Wild Gamer will have to pit. The standard pit to change the tyres, so he will be going on to hards and maybe mediums. Mad bro probably go on to softs after this. So let's have a look to see where the battles are. We've got Vike and Cosmo right behind Green Ace. Let's jump on board with Vike as he gets a nice view on the Cosmo Green Ace battle. Almost takes Cosmo himself through turn 9. Oh sorry, it's turn 7. All drivers nicely through turn 11. And DRS for Cosmo and Vike. Cosmo makes his move on Green Ace. Green Ace cuts off Vike, but Vike does a switch. And a dive by Green Ace takes his position back. That was a brave move by Green Ace, but it does mean he has to run wide at turn 13 and 14, but that's nicely puts him back into 4th. Almost going all the way down to 6th, and manages to battle it back in. Fantastic battle by these three drivers, and it's nice and clean too. I can't see any more major battles going on, so I'll be staying on board with these drivers as we got one of our drivers jumping in the pits, which is Lenny. Lenny and Wild Gamer have jumped in the pits. This is probably the time when the soft tyres are wearing thin. So we've got Magnus, Cosmo, Vike, Green Ace, and George Alatraz still to pit. Penny pitted pitted early, pitted from soft to mediums, and has managed to battle through. So Liam is in the lead of all the pit stoppers, as we are. Let's have a look at the leader, Magnus. Magnus will be trying to make those medium tyres last as long as possible. He won't want to go onto anything harder than the medium, and will need to go onto another tyre, so softs it would be. A wild slide out, but he has plenty of time over Cosmo. But he does have a penalty. That'll be his 3 seconds. Which, if the race ended now, he still would be clear. Let's have a look. Penalties, yeah, 3 seconds. Quite a few penalties up and down the board at the moment. So Wild Gamer on the hard is opted for the hard tyre, so he's gone soft to hard, along with Lenny. Those two drivers will be looking out to finish off the race on that tyre, which is fantastic to see. That strategy. A lot of other drivers have gone for soft to medium and probably go back to soft again, which means they've got to be putting a good stint in here with the medium tyres, or if they're brave, pushing the soft tyre as far as they can to get onto those mediums, which means Cosmo Vike need to be pushing this soft tyre probably up to lap 12 for an effective lap, for effective stint on the medium tyres. So we've got George Alatraz hounding in Penny, and George is up 2 places, Penny is up 2 places. They started 7th and 8th. George had a look to see what he could do, but backed out nicely. RG with another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I will be surprised if we get many drivers, if any, getting out of this race without a penalty. Your Mad Bro has closed down that gap to RG and has made that move into 10-12. George Alatraz with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So your Mad Bro here racing up. Fantastic race by your Mad Bro for the recovery that he's doing right now. I will be speaking with your Mad Bro at the end of this, obviously not on feed, to see what happened and why it spun out. We've got Vi closing in on Cosmo. We have a battle between Liam and George. So many things going on all over the place. Let's have a look to see the tyre, because tyres will be big. So George is on 8-lap-old softs. Now, he would need to get to lap 12, I would say, to give himself a good medium stint. And Liam's up, through. George still battling it with him. Going around the outside. George with a fantastic overtake on the outside of turn 13, 14. Liam going a little bit tail happy there, and George opens up that gap. Wild Gamer sitting in 8th with the hard tyre, closing in Liam. And Liam goes defensive, but makes that corner a bit tight to give Wild Gamer a chance of a overtake in turn 1. Let's see how this goes. Options are there. Liam runs wide. Wild Gamer battles it in and makes it stick. He is up to 7th. A fantastic overtake by Wild Gamer into turn 1. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. It looks like it's been resolved quite quickly. And now Wild Gamer is on to George Alatraz. So here we go, coming through 10-10. And what I don't want to be changing off this because I'm expecting an overtake to happen very, very soon. We do have DRS for Wild Game, I believe. No, oh yes, there is that DRS. And look at that spoiler, guys. Come on, that is a beautiful spoiler. As he makes the move onto George Alatraz. George, is he still going to battle? Nope. I don't think he can battle on that. His tyres are almost on the cliff. We should be expecting these soft going tyres to be either losing all their grip or the drivers pitting in the next lap or two. These hard tyres are looking good on this circuit. They are doing well. So we've got Green Ace in the pits. So let's see where the battles are. Let's jump up to Vike, who is on Cosmo's tail. They've both got 10-lap-old soft tyres. Both looking for a long stint on these tyres to give their mediums the best chance. And that's a bit of a lock-up for Vike as he avoids a collision with Cosmo. And we've got Liam. Liam's out. Liam's out. If someone can let me know what happened to Liam, that would be great, but Liam is out of the race. There's nothing showing up saying that he's crashed or anything like that. There's no marker on the map to say he's been out. Green Ace with 3-second penalties for multiple warnings. As Vike makes the overtake on Cosmo. Fantastic move, and he has Magnus in sight. Time is coming away between Magnus and Vike, as Vike got it in him to make that move to close that gap down with Magnus. 10-lap-old medium soft tyres against 10-lap-old medium tyres. I'm sure the medium should have more life in them, so that Magnus has got this. But the 2.6 second gap is 2.76 is a nice gap that is not changing much, and Vike is into the pits along with Cosmo. Penny will get promoted into provisional second at the end of this on 9-lap-old medium tyres. And have we got any more battles up and down? So Vike and Cosmo looks like they're going to be coming behind. Oh, whoa, Lenny. Vike is just in front of Lenny. Lenny on the hard tyres. They'll be up to temperature as well. And it looks like Lenny has backed off a little bit there. So Shiftmeister. Currently at the moment, Shiftmeister is still behind Liam. So that is 2 laps down. Almost 3. On that time difference, let's have a look on the leader. 2 laps behind the leader. Massive, massive difference. I'm not sure what happened there with Shiftmeister. Your Mad Bro closing in on Green Ace. Your Mad Bro who had that spin out pretty much was stone dead last. Is now fighting his way back up. Any further battles up and down the field? It's just your Mad Bro going against Green Ace. As we have George Alatraz in the pit on lap 12. As we said, this is the time when the medium tyres could be more effective for the one-stop strategy. So we're looking at Magnus to probably pit on lap 18 to lap 20. With the gap he's got on Penny at the moment, that will be probably the most opportune time. And Green Ace all over the track, had a bit of a wiggle, not too sure if it's deliberate or not. If it was deliberate, that'd be something that the stewards should look into, because that's multiple movements within a braking zone, which is against driver etiquette. And Lenny with a 3-second penalty. Penalty getting thrown at everybody. Only Penny, Cosmo, Umabro, and Shiftmeister without penalty. And that's it. That's all she wrote there. Green A's passed by Umabro. Umabro surging now to catch up with Cosmo. Umabro is 8.7 seconds behind Cosmo. That's a big amount of time, and it's only halfway around the race. So Umabro has still got a lot of work to do to be getting higher up in the points. So the next Green Ace still hanging in there behind Umabro on fresher tyres, so there'll be no reason why Green Ace cannot be battling with Umabro throughout. Cosmo makes a move on Vike for the S-bends. Vike must have made a mistake there because he was clear by a second, and Cosmo took a full advantage. And I do believe Cosmo has done this a couple of times in the race before, taking advantage of little mistakes to get himself up. Gomex 2.8 seconds behind Wild Gamer. Wild Gamer 1.82 seconds behind Penny. Now, those medium tyres that Penny's got are coming up to midlife. Well, it should be just past midlife now. So Penny will be looking at thinking about the next 5-6 laps to be pitting with those tyres, which will give Wild Gamer an open door to P1, because Magnus will be pitting probably roughly about the same time. Magnus at the moment taking it easy by the looks of it with those tyres, doesn't want to stress them out too much, wants to prolong their life. He does have an 8-second window behind it for him as a buffer to the next driver, which is Penny. So you're looking at 9.2 seconds between himself and Wild Gamer, which will mean that he has got a bit of time to make up to cover the undercuts, overcuts, however which way round it goes. I do apologise, not working out that out of my head already. So it'll be working out for the overcut because Magnus will be pitting after Wild Gamer. Different strategies will call for different methods with pitting and when to pit and how to do it and which way round. But Magnus will be on fresh softs if he gets another 5 laps out of these mediums, which means he's got plenty in him, taking chunks out of the time. And we do have Vike making a move back onto Cosmo, and that was down at 10-12. There's a fantastic battle between Cosmo and Vike. Let's have a look into where position wise Cosmo and Vike 8 places up. These two were battling at the back, and now they're battling near the front. Fantastic to see. Wild Gamer, Wild Gamer as Penny's pitted. As Penny pitted for a fresh set of mediums. Let's have a look. It's quite important to see. Yes, fresh set of mediums for Penny. And that's Penny ready for the end of the race. You my bro. Coming in hot with Penny. Let's see. Tyres. 10 lap old mediums. So your mad bro, probably with the advanced driving skills over Penny, will have to work out the best time to overtake Penny, which probably be into 10, 12, using a straight of 10, 11, after 10, 11 to make that happen. And bing, DRS is open. That's reeling it. It just looks like a tractor beam. Just bringing in Penny. Does he have it in him to take Penny? Nope, not on this bout. But stays within touching distance of Penny as they go around turn 13, turn 14, past turn 15, around turn 16, nice and tight. You my bro with a brilliant line there. Turn 17, turn 18. Turn 19, Vike with the new fastest lap of 135.2. And Gomex is in the pits. It does look like this battle between Penny and your mad bro will be going on for a while. Penny is a very, very good defensive driver. Ex-teammate of mine when I used to drive for Williams in this league. Do we have any comments from our viewers or drivers? Let's have a look. No, not at the moment. I bet most of our viewers are usually the drivers, so they will be racing. If Liam and Ginger Age is able to jump on and give me a comment to say what happened to their race, that would be fantastic. And again, Penny's managed to keep the distance between himself and your mad bro to keep 5th. And Penny's looking quite strong in that position. With a gap to the leader of 25 seconds, which means if Magnus pits now, he should be dropping in front of Penny. But question would be, is the softs ready for him now, or will he have to wait a couple of laps? We'll find out at the end of this lap. Any other battles up and down the grid? It seems like everybody's quite tight, apart from Shiftmeister. You've got little pockets of tight battles. Your mad bro is probably the closest, but Penny is taking time out of Cosmo's race, and Cosmo's taking time. It looks like Vike has opened up the gap a bit from Cosmo. The penalties to look into. So we've got 3 seconds for Magnus, 6 seconds for Wild Gamer, 6 seconds for Vike, 15 seconds for Green Ace, 15 seconds for RG, 3 seconds for Gomex, 12 seconds for George Altrez, 11 seconds for Lenny, 6 seconds for Craig Savant. Yeah, my bro still quite tight with Penny. Needs to get this tighter. Penny looks like he made a mistake. As your my bro got it in him to make the most of it. This is so tight. DRS is open. And there we have it. Penny for your thoughts. Oh, Penny's not giving up. The switchback was there, but Penny came in a bit too hot, which meant he had to put in the brakes before he cut the back off your mad bro's car. Magnus has pitted. He is now on soft tyres and is sitting in third. Cosmo with 1.6 seconds behind. Magnus needs to be making this overtake early because Magnus will be opening that gap up very soon as those tyres are in the groove, which it usually takes roughly about half a lap to a lap. Looks like that's the case now as it is. And your mad bro with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So we have Cosmo and Penny are the other ones without a warning, and your mad bro has made that move happen. Luckily that wasn't he didn't cut the corner when he overtook Penny. Your mad bro into the pit. This will be for a set of set of soft tyres. And here we go with battles. Let's see where the battles are. Green Ace. Oh! Gomez clips the back of Green Ace. And here we go with Gomez slowing down with front wing damage. Let's have a look. Green Ace within 1 second of RG. RG's dropped down 2 places, and Green Ace has got up 2 places, so they're met in the middle. Has Green Ace got it in him? So I think Schiffmeister with a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Cosmo now with is the only driver without a penalty at this very moment. With so many penalties going on for our drivers, it will be difficult to predict who will hold their positions and who won't. But it does mean that Magnus only needs to be within 3 seconds of Wild Gamer to claim first. Well, make that 6 seconds because it looks like everybody's getting time penalties left, right and centre apart from Cosmo. Currently at the moment, Cosmo will get my driver of the day. Not only 10 places made up, but also had the cleanest race out of everyone. "11 seconds behind the leader. If he takes 2 seconds off this time, he will make first. We are just looking to see where the next battles are. It looks like Vike with Magnus is the next, or Magnus has made a move onto Vike already. Vike will be battling it back. Let's see where your mad bro is. Your mad bro on the soft tyres, reeling into Green Ace at the moment. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like it's cleared up quite quickly. Probably the S-bends by the looks of it. Green Ace has made a mistake. Urabra had to put on the brakes so he didn't collide. And Urabra has made that happen. Green Ace is going to retaliate. Green Ace has had a few amazing cutting turns, but your Mad Bro's put himself in a position where he cannot be overtaken. Fantastic move by your Mad Bro. But Green Ace does have DRS. It just seems that the DRS was not enough to beat your Mad Bro back into turn 12. Mad Bro now sitting in 7th. Magnus closing in that gap to Wild Gamer. Now, if we look into the penalties, now Magnus doesn't have to overtake. He could sit off, allow a mistake to happen to Wild Gamer, or just use the penalties against them. Let's have a look, see if there's any more battles. I'll stick with Magnus because Magnus does look like he is the next battle to happen. Your Mad Bro on RG is very prosperous for an overtake. I'm jumping onto your Mad Bro because this could be the time when the overtake is on. RG put himself into the defensive mode just off of the racing line, but your Mad Bro makes it happen. Going, gone, and has it made it happen? Has it made it happen? RG almost did the switch back to get him, and that's it, the move done. Let's jump on with Magnus because he's due to get a DRS with Wild Gamer. Surely deploy ERS to the max. Nothing Magnus could do about that there. The Shipmeister has left the session. Okay. So we have Wild Gamer battling it with Magnus. Cosmo has managed to make it on Penny. Or Penny probably made it on Cosmo and Cosmo made it back. This is the S-Bends. Penny's off. See how to do through this corner. Magnus all the way around the outside. Switch back. No, switch back doesn't work. Penny using everything he can in that Williams. Late braking by Penny. Has Penny got it enough in him? Oh, he makes the move. Does he make it stick? Cosmo with a 3-second time penalty for track limits. We've seen that happen. Cosmo went in to get the place back, went a bit wide and triggered the penalty. So Penny looks quite safe with P4. Take a few seconds off Penny, and Penny could be facing into the top 3. With Magnus still handling Wild Gamer to get podium, or to get first place on track, as he will always have first place with the time penalty setting in. I can see Magnus and Wild Gamer in the distance on that battle. Where's your Mad Bro? Your Mad Bro is up to 6th and closing down Cosmo. Is there enough laps in there for your Mad Bro to make it up to 5th? Penny needs a half that time if he wants a podium. Magnus. Looking quite strong. So if we add 9 seconds on, so Wild Gamer will be sitting in second, Magnus in first. Vike looks like he's got third sorted. Penny in fourth, Cosmo in fifth, your Mad Bro in sixth, with drivers below all over the shop. I'm just working this out. So I know RG will be in front of Green Ace. Maybe in front of Lenny. And in front of George Ultra. So maybe RG does get 7th in this. But we'll work that out at the end. Because Vike is about to make the move onto Magnus. Oh, Magnus is made the move onto Wild Gamer. Magnus with the overtake. Wild Gamer's not giving up now. Magnus has held off well. Wild Gamer half a second behind Magnus, a little bit switching on the back. Any more close battles? Gomex on to correct Savant. Gomex works well. Correct Savant, very, very late braking. But Gomex is now into the points. Provision. I'm not going to guess where everybody goes after that down there at the bottom end. Your Mad Bro with 6 second time penalty. Hounding in Penny. Penny with only a 3 second penalty. Needs to be cutting a lot of time out. We've got Vike looking to be making it against Wild Gamer. Vike very well locked up quite a bit there. So going to have a look at the position change. So Vike up 10 places, so he would be classed as driver of the day, which I can't argue with really. Magnus with another 3 second penalty, which doesn't make much of a difference now that he's on the final lap, unless he makes a mistake. Wild Gamer slowly fading as Vike is looking to take the opportunity. RG has left the session disqualified for too many penalties. I will double check that at the end. But Vike is looking to be making a move onto Wild Gamer in the next few turns. This is a last lap desperation. As they come up to 10-11, we'll leave Magnus alone because we do believe that he's got this in the bag unless he makes a massive mistake. Down here, Penny Selker just behind your Mad Bro, who must have made a fantastic move to get past him. And Wild Gamer, Wild Gamer loses position to Vike, and there's a battle through turn 12. Wild Gamer still battling it, That was Vike not giving enough space to Wild Gamer as they both compete for the same space. A little bit of wheel tussle back and forth. But as you can see, it comes down to the final couple of corners. Wild Gamer lunging in, and that's it. So we have Magnus in first, Wild Gamer is second. Fike Mustafa, the penalty added on there. Your mad bro. Well, Penny in fourth. Your mad bro in fifth. Cosmo in sixth. Green Ace crosses the line. But it's Lenny who jumps into seventh. George Alcatraz. In 10th. Correct Savant. And Shivmeister in 11th and 12th. Tyres were done. Wild Gamer. Yes, I could see that. But fantastic racing. Vike, driver of the day. I can't complain about that. I do agree. Vike did get was driver of the day in my eyes. Fantastic start at the back and battle it out. Finishing second on the grid, but third when it came down to penalties. Magnus. I'm surprised Magnus didn't hit a wall. I'm sorry, mate. It's like, I did joke, but you did have a great drive there. Definitely worth it. Would love to know what happened to you, my bro. Excuse me. But that recovery drive from your my bro was brilliant. Fastest lap goes to Go Max. Excuse me, I've got something in my throat. And we're looking to the driver, the race director. Let's see what happened near the end. So many track limit mornings. So we have Wild Gamer got 3 points. 3-second penalty for track limits on the last lap. That's bizarre. Doesn't make sense how this finished off. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I will leave it up to Magnus to sort out the driver standings, but it does look like he will be making a big gap again against you, my bro, and we hope to see you again next week. Thank you very much.